This just in. For years, we have been entertained by dramatic warnings about robots taking over the planet, usually involving glowing red eyes and a dramatic soundtrack. Meanwhile, the quieter story has been unfolding in office parks, call centers, and accounting firms where the real shift is not about domination, but substitution. According to the Daily Maverick, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei predicts that 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs could disappear within the next 5 years. Not gradually, not politely, within a single planning cycle. 5 years ago, we were adjusting to a global pandemic. And 5 years from now, we may be adjusting to an employment landscape that looks unrecognizable. The temptation is to shrug and say that AI still needs a human. That response made sense when we were experimenting with early chatbots that occasionally confused basic facts. It makes less sense now. The AI you tried last year is not the AI being built today. Most business owners are judging the future based on the free tools they tested 18 months ago. Those tools were impressive but limited. The systems now being trained are different in scale and ambition. A large language model, in plain English, is software trained on enormous volumes of text, so it can recognize patterns and generate human-like responses. When trained on specialized data such as legal databases or financial regulations, it does more than summarize. It performs professional tasks. A professor recently described how a major South African legal publisher was experimenting with training an AI model on its entire legal database. Imagine a digital associate that has read every case and statute and does not require sleep, salary, or supervision. At that point, the economic question becomes uncomfortable. Why hire a junior associate for research if a subscription can deliver answers instantly? And law is only one example. First, it replaced departments. Now it replaces software. A few years ago, cloud-based payroll systems disrupted internal payroll departments. Instead of employing a full-time clerk, businesses subscribed to a service that handled calculations, tax compliance, and pay slips for a monthly fee. It was efficient and widely adopted. Now imagine the next logical step. Why subscribe to payroll software at all if an AI system can interpret regulations, calculate deductions, and generate reports directly at an even lower cost? Investors in certain software companies have already begun reacting to this possibility. The concern is straightforward. If AI can replicate what software platforms can do, then even those platforms are vulnerable. The pattern is clear. First, AI supports professionals, then it competes with them. Eventually, it competes with the tools that replaced them. But who is most at risk? The list of vulnerable roles is longer than many expect. Accountants focused on routine reporting, administrative staff handling repetitive documentation, journalists producing standardized news summaries, data capturers entering structured information, translators and proofreaders working on predictable content, sales agents responding to common objections. Even programming is shifting. If someone without formal coding training can use AI to build a working application, the barrier to entry changes dramatically. That does not eliminate developers, but it does change what businesses expect to pay for. Call centers provide a particularly sharp example. For years, companies moved customer support to countries with lower labor costs. The reasoning was simple. Why pay someone in pounds when you can pay someone in rands or rupees? Now the logic extends further. Why pay someone in rands when an AI system can respond instantly for a fraction of the cost? Investors do not debate fairness. They calculate margins. Which brings us to the 5-year shock. 5 years does not sound dramatic until you remember the COVID pandemic was 6 years ago. Entire industries were reshaped in less time than that. Meanwhile, heavily funded companies are racing to build advanced robotics and digital human emulation, which refers to machines replicating human behavior and reasoning. Whether it is Elon Musk or another founder leading the charge, the direction of travel is unmistakable. Humanoid robots do not require sick leave. They do not negotiate salaries. They can operate continuously. For factory owners, the financial comparison becomes difficult to ignore. This is not about panic. It is about incentives. Now, here is what this means for your service-based business. If you run a service-based business, this conversation should not feel abstract. It should feel strategic. Ask yourself a direct question. What part of my value is based on repetitive tasks, and what part is based on judgment, accountability, and trust? In my work as a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing consultant, I often see businesses describing their services in terms of tasks. We manage payroll, we write blog posts, we handle compliance. Tasks are easy to compare and easy to automate. Outcomes are different. Financial strategy based on insight is harder to automate than data entry. Messaging clarity tied to brand positioning is harder to replace than generic content production. Relationship-based advisory work carries weight that software cannot easily replicate. AI excels at processing information quickly. It does not take responsibility for decisions. It does not build long-term trust. It does not sit across from a nervous client and read the room. That distinction matters more than ever, and it means that agility is your advantage. Waiting for governments to regulate AI or protect employment is unlikely to be a reliable business strategy. Policymakers tend to move slowly. Technology does not. Small businesses, however, can adapt faster than institutions. You can redesign roles around higher value thinking. You can train staff to use AI tools to increase efficiency before competitors do. You can reposition your offer around outcomes rather than hours. Most importantly, you can clarify your message. When markets shift quickly, confused businesses struggle first because customers default to the clearest option. If AI provides a clear, low-cost answer, your business must provide a clearer, higher value one. If you would like a practical starting point, then download my 5-minute marketing fix. Clarity will not stop technological change, but it will position you to navigate it with intention rather than surprise. You can download it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? If half of entry-level office roles disappeared in 5 years, would your business be stronger because of automation or weaker because of it? I'll go first. I think clarity businesses get stronger when automation increases because confusion is what software replaces first. Okay, your turn. What do you think? Stronger or weaker? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.